Hello, everyone. Welcome to Little Meatballs Nursery. I'm Sandra. Welcome if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning. So, hey, everybody. I missed you guys over the weekend. Um, I wanted to do a video yesterday, but guys, I wasn't feeling all that great. And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to skip it for today and that I would come on today. It was just one more day. And so here I am. Here I am. Not going to elaborate too much on everything, but um, just sometimes you don't feel great. You don't feel the best. Like you don't want to and I've said this in the past too. I don't like coming on here and being like a real drag about things. Obviously if I have a topic to talk about and I want to, you know, um get a little more, in depth into the topic or whatever, but I'm not just going to come on here if I'm just feeling like blah. You know, like I don't feel like, talking all that much, that's a shocker for me, right? Or I just, or feeling like kind of in a sad mood, or I just don't want to bring that to my channel, even though that is real, that's really what's going on. There are still those moments where you just need a minute, you need some time to yourself. And so, um, while I wanted, to come on, because usually a lot of times when I feel that way, once I get ready and the initial, um, kind of waiting to do the video, like whether I'm waiting for the kids to go to school or Jason to go out or whatever it may be, and then I'm like, okay, I could do this, and then I get on and then I'm like, I start off kind of slow and then, and then I kind of just get my groove back, I guess. So it brings me happiness, it brings me joy to come on here and talk to everybody. So that's kind of why I give myself that little kind of push, even if I'm not feeling all that great. But yesterday there was just no push to give. It was like, I'll just wait. Um, so that, and plus, like, I hadn't been sleeping good the weekend. I think I told you guys this already. I've been having like the worst insomnia. I've been having the worst luck, like getting any kind of peaceful sleep, I guess, or, pain-free sleep. I mean, I don't think there is a such thing anymore. I just feel like there's always something else. So, yeah, it's been difficult for me to get a good night's rest. And and then as it gets darker earlier, like when the clocks change, and then it starts to get dark at like 4:30 in the afternoon over here, I'm like, I'm ready to put my nightgown back on. I'm like, okay, let's go. It's time to relax. It's time to watch a Christmas movie, and it's time to just close the blinds and, make dinner and all that. And I just like, that's just what happens as it gets colder, the colder months and everything. And it's kind of like you just want to relax, and put on a good movie and or Christina would say read a good book. And just do your own thing. And so, it's been even last night, I was just trying to kind of catch up on some rest and so I was ready to go. I was like, good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. I said good night to Tina. I was like, good night, Tina. And she's like, it's 4:30 in the afternoon over there. But, that's just how it is when like I said, it gets colder, it gets darker earlier, and you just kind of feel like, you just want to relax and, But anyway, so what do we have to do today, guys? I have, like I said, I have my other silicone baby in the box still, have not peeked at all. Danny checked her over for me just to make sure that she was safe, and then we're gonna wrap her together and put some, I think I have some ribbon over here. No, I might have left a ribbon in Danny's room because I did like a little wrapping station on his desk for like the Christmas gifts, but don't have any more of those to wrap right now. I wrapped, oh, that's what I was trying to tell you guys in the last video, but I couldn't really talk because Jason was home, but he's not home now. So I did, when I returned something. What did I return? Oh no, when I remember I initially told you guys that I had bought an American Girl doll, and then at the last minute I canceled that. And that's when I decided to get the Avita silicone that has since Wit is on her way back. Which now I'm kind of wishing that I had just left the American Girl doll alone. I probably would have loved her, but I don't know. Anyway, that's just me for you. Cuckoo. So when I bought that Avita doll, it was also a lot less than the American Girl. So I was able to then go ahead and get one of Jason's gifts for Christmas. So he has been wanting these headphones forever, that are just, they're pricey headphones. Like, all my boys, they all love like pricier electronic things. And I'm like, I've had the same pair of headphones, $20 headphones, for a long time now. And even before that, before I got this pair, I had the same brand of these headphones, just a different color, that I had for like 2 years, maybe longer. And they lasted, and they're fine. Like, they're not noise canceling or anything, but they work. They do the job, And, but he's been wanting these. So I had bought him a $20 pair as well, because I felt bad. Last year he had left his headphones in the Walmart cart. A couple months before that, he left his walking cane in the Walmart cart. So he's always leaving things around. My husband is definitely the type of husband that is like, have you seen my wallet? Have you seen my keys? Have you seen this? Have you seen my glasses? And I'm like, Fangul, just put them all in one spot. Or, how could you, like, I don't know if it's just all men or what's going on, but like, do you forget, like, how could you forget where you put everything? Like, I forget sometimes where certain things, go, but there's just so many things in this house that it's like, but for your own stuff, like, I don't know. I just don't get it. So he had left his headphones in the cart, and I felt bad. And I said, okay, but I'm not buying you the one, he's like, oh, can't you just... No, I don't even buy those for myself. That's why I have a hard time even buying, like, when the kids want Roblox or something, like for an online game. And I have a hard time buying it because I'm like, dude, like, I don't even buy diamonds for my home design game. Like, I play this one game. There's only one game that I play on my phone at night, okay? Or in the, in the morning, or whenever I can't sleep, whenever it is. And it is a home design game, and you get to, like, design, they have these challenges, and you get to, like, they'll tell you where it is. Like, let's say, design a living room for a family of 5 in Seattle, Washington. And then you go in and it'll tell you modern or traditional, or, the style of the room. And then there's little buttons you click on. All they give you is the 4 walls, and then you can buy, like, the wallpaper, the curtains, you buy all the furniture. There's certain bubbles that you have to fill in it, and then there's other ones that are extras. So those extra things cost diamonds, not just money, play money, on the game money. They cost diamonds. Now, those diamonds do cost real money. So they give you like 500 diamonds for every day that you go onto the website and check in. They give you 500 diamonds. Now, a lot of these things, like flowers for the coffee table, or a plant for the floor, or, just those extra type things that you don't need to have in a room, but make the room more cozy feeling and, look nice. Those cost diamonds. So if usually for one thing cost you like 1,000 diamonds, so usually I'll save up my diamonds, and then, you only buy one thing here and there, right? Or like pictures for the wall, or just extra things like a throw for the couch, or a pillow, or things like that. So I don't even buy diamonds for myself, because I know that once I add my credit card to that Google Play Store for this game, then if I have it, I'll always buy diamonds. It'll just get me into a place, kind of the same reason why I won't even look at Shein or Temu or Wish or anything like that, or even Etsy for that matter, because I I don't need something extra added on top of already the things that I would like to collect or things that I want to get. I don't need to look at anything extra to add to that pile, because then it just, there's just no need for that. So I have to be very careful, with where I put my money. So it's like I wouldn't even bother to even get diamonds for my own game. Anyway, full circle back to the headphones. So I had bought him the same pair I had, just a different color, and he's been using those. And then he had put a pair of headphones in the Amazon cart when I asked him, what is it that you want for Christmas? And he put in these headphones that they were like $180. Now, okay. It's like the double-edged sword thing here, right? It's because to me, spending $180 on a pair of headphones is outrageous. Okay, that's just completely out there, right? Outrageous. But then I look on reborns.com and it's like $500, $600, $700, $800 for a doll, which I'm sure he thinks is absolutely outrageous. So I kind of try to be a little more understanding of Jason this holiday season, because usually I'll get him things that don't cost as much so I can get him a few things to open. But now I didn't get him those $180 ones. No fucking way was I paying that. But I did meet him in the middle, and there was another pair that he's had before in the past that he has bought on his own. And that was the pair that got left in the Walmart cart that time. So they're usually $79, something around there. And they happen to be on sale for $59. So when I canceled the American Girl, I found the Ivita for less money so that I was able to buy him his headphones for Christmas. So that's kind of another reason, I guess, why I tried, a different brand, because in that size for the Valence brand, like Clark is $129 or $130, and I just didn't have it anyway. So I don't know. It got something out of the way for me, as far as gifts, and I wrapped that already. That was the last gift that I wrapped. And then I'm gonna try and get him. He wants a Sicilian pizza pan, because we don't have one of those yet. He has like the round pizza pan, and then we have the small, like kind of cookie sheet pans, the rectangle ones, and he uses those when we make Sicilian pizza, but he doesn't have an actual pizza pan. So but those, like, they run around between $40 and $50 for the one he really wants. And so maybe I'll get that to go with the headphones, and then get him like we so desperately need like a like one of those little shakers for like powdered sugar, because we just use the spoon, and then it's just not evenly, so get him that. And then he wanted bagel boards, which he said he needs 4 of them, I think, for the amount, like when he makes the bagels, because I think each of them only holds 3 bagels, and he usually makes 12. So I don't know. I don't know. I might get those, but then those add up too, because while they're only $10 a board, if he needs 3 of them, then that's another $30. So I don't know. I might just get the pizza pan to go with the headphones, and then, like I said, like that little shaker thing is like $5, and then I'll get him like I don't know, a couple other little kitchen gadget things. I think he said he needed a vegetable peeler, like for the potatoes and stuff. And there was something else. I don't know. I don't know. I'll find a couple of things for him. But at least I got him the headphones, okay? Because usually, like I said, he just he usually gets just minimal, like little things, that he really doesn't like. Last year the kids, I think they picked out like a pop figure, and Maul was cute. It was of Deadpool and he liked that movie, but what is he really going to do with the pop figure? Jason doesn't really collect anything like that, so he doesn't have like a collection where it would be cool and be like, oh, I got the one I needed, anything like that. So he does like to read occasionally. He'll read a book, but with the kids, it's hard unless they're in school. It's hard to concentrate on reading anything. It's like, once in a while he'll read that, but he's been more into like watching. My husband likes to watch what I like to call smart people things. Like he likes to watch. He loves history. Number one, he loves to watch about history, but he likes to watch about like I don't know. He watches a lot. He watches a lot of different topics and a range of things. There is one podcast that he started listening to on the weekends that I will actually listen to this podcast with him. It's this one guy and it mainly talks about politics, but good thing. That is one thing me and Jason do agree upon is politics, so it's easier to listen to it together. But it's a very interesting podcast. And the guy on there isn't just one-sided. He listens to both sides and he tells you like it is, And but anyway, besides that. So, got him that. I'll get him a couple other things and that's it. And I have no idea what he's getting me. I'm hoping perfume. I'm hoping. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this doll here. I have it right here. Here it is. Valence. And I know a lot of people are probably saying, Sandra, how could you hold that box right there and not take a peek? It's because I want to be surprised on my birthday. For the same reason why when I buy a Christmas baby, I don't look at it. I wrap it and it goes under the tree for when I decide to open it closer to Christmas. I just, that's my surprise. Although I have been getting quite a few surprises. And in fact, I heard from Sherry this morning, and Sherry said to make sure I watch out for the mail tomorrow for a couple more Amazon birthday packages. And I said, girl, you did not have to do that. Sherry already sent me something for my birthday earlier on in the month. She sent me that that beautiful pink baby nest thing. So I was shocked when she told me that she, had sent me a couple other things. Thank you so much, Sherry. You really didn't have to do that. You already sent me something, but I do appreciate it very, very much. I'm very thankful. And sorry guys, my ankle, and I know I still have not called a doctor. I still have not. It was the weekend, so, and I should be calling today. But I'm dreading it. Like I don't know. Like I'm scared to know what's wrong. Like that's the story of my life, right? I'm scared to know what's wrong because then, it makes it more real maybe. I don't know. But I know there's something definitely wrong with my ankle. It is nonstop hurting and it hurts more at nighttime. Doesn't everything get worse at nighttime? Like when I'm ready to close my eyes and try to fall asleep, it's like, ba-boom, ba-boom, my ankle, ba-boom. And it's just like that, the ring right around your ankle, it's throbbing and hurting. It's terrible, terrible. And then when I go to put my feet up, I can only stay in one position for like 10 minutes at a time because then it just starts to hurt in that position. So like Jason's like, oh, you got to keep your feet up. You got to keep your feet up, not just for the swelling, but your ankle, right? So I put my feet up and then I'll stay like that for maybe, like I said, 20 minutes, 25 minutes if I'm lucky. And then it will start to hurt again. Whereas it was initially relieved, then it starts to hurt again just because it's in that position. And then I'll have to take it down and put my foot on the floor. And then initially that will help, but then it gets 10 times worse again. So it's like, it's like a constant battle with my own ankle. And that's just one of quite a few health things I have going on all week long. Another of which I won't discuss on here because it's just nasty to even talk about right now. But those of you who are close to me know what I mean. And it's an embarrassing thing to even go to the doctor for. Like, I don't even want, and when I went for the colonoscopy, he's like, oh, we'll take care of it. 1, 2, 3, you come into the doctor's office, we'll put the rubber bands and that's it. And when I told my psychiatrist, I'm like, this is what they want to do next. And she's like, you're going to be embarrassed. I was like, why? What? And she's like, because my husband had this done and she told me exactly what they do. Like, and I'm like, what? And no anesthesia, not even a local 1, 2, 3, boom, bam, boom. I'm like, no, hell no. Like, that's even more embarrassing than going for my pap smear. Like, I don't want to go and do that. Okay. So now you guys can kind of imagine what I'm talking about without me actually saying it. Okay. So those have been just, that's, I don't know, like my ankle and between my ankle and that, it's like there's no comfortable position to sit, stand, or lay. It's just been crazy. Okay. So we're going to wrap this. Okay. That's first off to get that out of the way. Then I have some mail from my I won a giveaway over at Blue Grandma's Nursery, Lisa. So thank you so much, Lisa. I'm going to open that today with everybody. It actually got here, I want to say Saturday. I think it got here Saturday. So we're going to open that together. Can't wait to see that. And then I have, I could just do this quick. Don't forget, this coming Saturday, me and Christina are going to be on for our collab. And it is to pick the winner for the holiday giveaway. That's not the only reason, but we're going to have some holiday fun and maybe do some, I don't know, Christina, we'll figure it out, but we're going to do some holiday fun. Okay. Holiday cheer. So, I have the paper here. So these are actually the, I'm going to read to you all the entries. I did, cross check with Christina. I think we got to do it one more time maybe, but, I cross checked. I did my video and then I went into hers, but she might see, I've been having a problem with my comments not being seen under certain people's videos lately. So, I don't even know how to say, oh guys, if you don't see a comment from me, go check because I left one, because you wouldn't know unless I told you about it. But there have been certain videos that, I reached out and said, hey, didn't you get my comment? And they were like, no, I didn't even see your comment. And I had to screenshot it because this happened with Christina and it happened with a couple of different people, where my comments weren't showing up and they had to go like into the YouTube studio or creator or whatever that thing is. And then they seen it, or even then they didn't see it. And I had to like show them a screenshot of what I was seeing from my end, to prove that it was there. So, that's why I'm saying that Christina needs to like cross check with me too, as well, before Saturday, just to double check. But these are the entries that were, like I said, I cross-checked. So I went under my video and then hers, and then made sure that everybody commented correctly of what they were supposed to comment. And so now that the entries have closed, I can tell you what it was that you had to do. So the under the collab that we last did, well, it was really under part 2 that we explained the giveaway rules and what you had to do. So then after that, I put out my video that Monday after the collab, and then Christina put hers out that Friday, the week, after the collab. So we were about 4 days apart with our videos, but under my video, there was a code word that you had to leave in the comments. And then under Christina's video, her entry video, there was another code word that you had to leave in her comments. And both code words were different, but they matched. So mine was jingle and hers was bells. So under my video, you had to put jingle, and under her bells, so jingle bells. So whoever did that correctly, your name was written down, and I have your name. There are 12 entries, so you guys got a really good shot of winning this, okay? So the holiday giveaway itself, the winner, so the first prize, is going to be some sort of holiday gift basket, okay, or box, or whatever you want to call it. So whoever wins, we will, me and Christina, or one of us, or both of us, whatever, we will contact you, or you have a certain, I think we should have it so that you contact us. I think that's how usual giveaways work, but we're unusual. we're not the usual, normal type giveaway people. So we might just contact you. I don't know. I got to talk to Christina. But anyway, I'm sure that all these people that entered, they'll be watching the collab. Anyway, so first prize is, like I said, a holiday basket that is kind of like curated to you. So we will, we'll discuss it. Whoever wins, we'll discuss what your interests are, things you like around the holidays, if there's a certain theme or a certain, color scheme, or something that you like around the holidays. Maybe you have movie night with your family, and so then maybe we would pick, like, I don't know, popcorn and candy, some mugs, I don't know, just, what I mean. Maybe you like Home Alone and that's your favorite movie, and so me and Christina would go find you some Home Alone stuff, or things that have to do with the movie, or I don't know. You get what I'm saying. And of course there'll be 1 or 2 baby items thrown in there, but it's not just for the dolls. Okay, so it's meant to be for you. It's it's a holiday giveaway for one of our special subscribers. Okay. So that's the first place prize. Then I decided, after we had already announced that, because I was looking through my stuff, and I had initially bought these 2 packages of these beautiful floral headbands. I had bought these when they were on deep sale, lightning deal. I think I paid $2.50 for each set. So I initially bought myself a set, and I bought one for Christina for her Christmas box. And then I was thinking about it, and I'm like, wait a minute. Why don't I grab a couple more sets, and I can divide them up for my Christmas cards? So last year I sent Christmas ornaments, and that worked really well, So this year I kind of felt like switching it up a little bit, and I said, well, that's pretty inexpensive, right? I just got to get a couple packages. I think I got 3. I think I might have split the other one up already, but I had bought 3 of them to put in my Christmas cards. So because I opened one. I had opened a package already because I started doing my Christmas cards, and then I wrapped each one in tissue paper and put it in the card. And when Jason initially brought my cards to the post office, because I have him bring them every year just to get an idea of cost so that I know, about how much it's going to be to send them out. So he brought the cards with him, and it was like because the way he described it to me is that they actually have these slots where they stick the card through, kind of like a roller, and if it different size slots, in other words, and if it fits through a certain one, then it's regular postage. If it fits through the other one, then it's like an extra stamp. If it fits through so it goes like up that way, and then once you get past a certain point, then it's just regular, then you're sending it just regular mail, regular, like you would pay for a package mail. It costs too much. Because of the thickness of the headband, and plus you don't want it crushing. I will say that what I wound up doing was I'm doing ornaments again, because it was the cheapest way to kind of just still send a little something in everybody's cards without me paying, a zillion dollars to send out cards. So I put ornaments. Now, there are an exception. I think in a couple of the cards, I did send a headband because I ran out of ornaments. So a couple of you will get a headband, and most of you will get ornaments, but whatever it may be, I hope you enjoy it. So that's how I'm doing the cards this year. But, so I was left with 2 full packs of these, and I don't need all these, okay? I don't even have girls. Well, I have my little silicone girls, but that's it. So what I decided to do was then I said, okay, well, why don't I just do second and third place winners for the giveaway? Make it a little extra fun for the holidays. So that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to pick a second and third place winner on the collab. And then, you will get a set of these for second and third place. And obviously these I'm going to be mailing out along with the Christmas cards. So whoever wins, these will go out December 1st. And as well as first place, your prizes. But your prizes will be sent directly from Amazon. So me and Christina already decided that before we even announced the giveaway, because it's just easier that way, and it's not so much shipping. Shipping can get so damn expensive, and so that's why we said, we'll just send it direct, which is okay. We could still, we haven't really talked about it as far as like gift wrap options, but I think Amazon does have like a gift bag option. They might have gift wrap, but if it's multiple items, then that's not going to be, so we got to see. And I don't know if they will stuff, like, I don't know if they will put multiple items in one bag, or if they make you buy a bag for each item, which I'm sure that's how it goes. I'm sure. I don't think that, you could just fill it unlimited, or like maybe we could purchase like a gift bag, purchase a gift bag on there. And then just have it ship with the items. And then, I don't know, maybe somebody that lives with the winner can then assemble the gift bag when it arrives. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I know that sounds so sounds cheesy, doesn't it? No, I mean, it could work. It could work, Okay. So these are the names. These are the entries that we have. So we have 12 entries, and I'm just going to name them. Oh, wait, I wonder if you could see it through this side, because I did do this one time. Let's see if you could see it that way. Kind of. No, not really. Not really. I was going to see if you could read it that way, but not really. Okay, so it's funny. As I'm looking back here, I drew a diagram for my husband over the weekend. Because he asked me, he was making me scrambled eggs. to go with my avocado toast. And so I said, can you please, not, can you make the eggs a little more like, you know, pieces of egg instead of it all being like mushed? And he's like, what are you even talking about? I said, because you like to make your eggs, which is true. I said, I like his fried eggs, the way he makes the fried eggs. Mine have to be a little runny. I don't like when they're like hard boiled in the center. I don't like that. Okay. So they have to be a little bit runny. So he makes good fried eggs. But when it comes to the scrambled eggs, I like my eggs to be a little wet. I don't like when they're like totally cooked, okay? So, but he likes to make his eggs very like mashed potato looking, okay? And I'm like, no, no, like if I'm gonna eat eggs, I want it to taste like an egg, like have a texture of scrambled eggs. So he's like, I don't know what you mean, and he's getting all aggravated. So I drew him a diagram. I said, what not to do? And I put here mashed potatoes, and I drew the arrow. And then I put here, do this. See, they're a little more like popcorn-like pieces instead of this mashed potatoes. I know. Look, I don't know how he puts up with me sometimes either, okay? I know what you're all thinking, all right? What can I say? He loves me. The man loves me. That's why. I mean, you don't just stick with somebody for 30 years, if you don't. Look, everybody has their faults, everybody, nobody's perfect. Everybody has their own things that they got to put up with in a relationship, a friendship, a marriage, whatever it may be. It's just, how much you're willing to put up with, and well, I agree. My husband puts up with a lot of shit from me. I also put up with a lot of shit from him, believe it or not. So, it's a two-way street. If you could, if you could give it, then you got to be able to take it. And that's the secret to a happy marriage. Okay, so, and a sense of humor. I've always said that you really have to have a similar sense of humor. You have to be able to make each other laugh, and you have to be able to understand what the other person's laughing at. You have to be able to, laugh at those same things. Like we enjoy the same movies and, as far as like laughter stuff goes, but you have to have that in a relationship. You have to. That's like I would that's the advice I would give to the young couples of today. I'm serious. You have to be able to make each other laugh and understand why you're laughing. You have to. Anyway, and it doesn't hurt if you know how to cook. Both of you. I think both husband and wife should know how to cook. That's my feeling on it. You should be able to cook each other a meal and not ask the other person, oh, well, what am I supposed to do? You really should know how to cook. Now, that being said, I do understand there are people that, they work outside the home long hours and they just want to come home and eat and they're not cooking nothing and this and that. You still could cook on the weekend. You could cook on a day off. I just think it's a good quality to have, to know, even if it's basic stuff. It doesn't even have to be like this big fancy, thing, just knowing how to do it, And I always say that, my mom always, I was always in the kitchen, always watching my mom, my grandma cook. I mean, those are, I have to say, two things that they, definitely, taught me and my sisters and my brother was how to cook and how to clean. That was like really, basic life things. Like, and that's part of, also what, you try to. I was watching this one thing. What the hell was it? I don't know. I was watching some YouTube thing this morning, but I think they were talking about like the moms of TikTok or something. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So I'm looking, and there's this one girl, and she was like talking about a couple of these famous TikTok people, that these moms that um they were talking, I guess they show like them um organizing or cleaning their homes, and they were saying how in a lot of this person's videos there's like rabbit shit all over the floor, and like tons of garbage piled up, and all kinds of things all. And I'm like, first of all, I'm like, no. Okay. I'm like, why would anybody want to live like that? But secondly, I said, unless, and that's true, unless there's like a physical limitation as to why she can't clean. But even then, hire a maid, okay, or do something, okay. But she has children, and my thing is like, okay, if you, and I left this comment as well. It's one thing if you're choosing to live that way, like you're an adult, you want to live that way, you do you. If that's how you want to live, live. But why would you want, not even why would you, it's like, why would you want your own children to come home after a long day at school to that? Like, to me, it's horrible. Like, why would you want that for your children? And and so my mom always made sure, like, that my mom wouldn't even go to sleep. She wouldn't even sit. My mom wouldn't even sit down until the last fork was washed, dried, and put away. Like, and to go to sleep with a sink full of dishes ain't happening. She wouldn't even leave a glass out. My mom didn't even have a drain board. Okay, that's how serious this woman was about cleaning. She would not even have a drain board in her house, because she said, and she had a dishwasher and she never used it. Okay, she hardly ever used it. Maybe when it was like a holiday and there was a lot of dishes, like from company and everything, maybe. But she enjoyed doing this. She wanted to clean everything by hand. And this is the thing, like, she would not have a drain board, because she said if there's a drain board there, then it means that the dishes will sit there. She's like, why are you gonna have a drain board when I like to dry my dishes and put everything away anyway right away? She says there's no point in having one. It just takes up counter space. And as we grew up, we were always helping. We were always helping, and she would show us how to wash, how to dry, where to put them. Everything was organized. And those are moments that I remember sharing with my mom growing up. Okay? The cleaning, the cooking. It's not just the actual act of doing it. It's the time and the conversation that you had doing it. And those are, memories for a lifetime. And it's also, it was showing us the correct way of doing things, skills, like I said, life skills, and that's why it's so important for me to teach my boys these life skills. Like, you should be able to wash dishes and know what you're doing. You should be able to organize a closet, or, like, Jack just started to my husband showed him how to take apart, like, we have those standing, like, the skinny fans, I forgot what they're called, that blow back and forth, but they're like tall and skinny, and so those need to be cleaned out every once in a while. It's not just enough to vacuum out both sides. You have to unscrew them, take them apart, and clean out the blades or whatever else, the filters, whatever else is in there. So my husband showed him, they take it out on the balcony and they do it out there. He brings the vacuum out. And so my husband had showed him over the summer how to do them. And last weekend, I don't know if it was this past weekend or the weekend before, but I come out the bathroom and I'm like, "Where's Jack?" And my husband's like, "Oh, he's out cleaning the fans." I said, "What?" So I look out the window and my son is out there, okay, listening to music. He has the vacuum on. He has everything apart, and he knew he didn't need help. He just knew what to do. He knew how to clean it. He knew how to put it back together, and that was it. You know, and I don't know, it was just like a proud mom moment, And I know some of you are probably saying, Sandra, big deal. It's a fucking fan. Okay. And other people are probably saying, wow, that's really great. Like, I can't even get my kid to wash a fork. Like, there's all variations, right? And kids learn all different types of things. It just was one of those moments for me. And that's why, like, with Danny, it's so important too, because he's still young. But I told him on the weekend, you need to make your bed. Like, I don't mind doing it during the week. You go to school and that's their job all week long, is to get up and go to school and do your best while you're there. On the weekends, they do some chores. And while Danny's still little, I still have him make his bed. And of course, it's not going to be like how mom would do it, but he makes it and he does a pretty good job. He'll arrange all his plush toys on the bed, and he has to clean up his desk. During the week, I will straighten up his desk, put all the markers where they go and all the crayons and all that kind of thing. But on the weekend, he knows that he is to clean up his desk. So when I say, Saturday morning, okay, guys, time to do chores, they're not like lost. They're not like, I feel like sometimes Jason is more lost than the kids are. Jason's like, oh, what do you want me to do now? What should I do? The kids just know. They already know, okay, I got to go clean my desk. I got to make my bed. I got to fold. They each get, on the weekends, they get one load of laundry each to fold and put away. Jack will wash clothes as well and dry them, but Ethan and Danny, I usually just have them fold. And Danny doesn't even fold a whole basket. He'll do like his clothes and put them away. It also gives kids a sense of worth. When you have them do these things, they thrive off of that, and they get excited and they want to do those things. I know Danny would much rather be helping me around the house than sitting there on his phone. I would say half the time, okay? Half the time. He would rather, it excites him to help me. And so, like, if I'm going to do laundry, I'll say, hey, Danny, can you come help me? And then you make it like some sort of game, or, a race or something, like, when he's folding clothes, or we'll fold them in here in the living room, and then we'll have a pile of Danny's clothes, and then I'll say, okay, you ready? Let's see how many seconds it takes you to go put all these socks in your drawer and then make it back here. And then, it really excites him to do those kind of things. So again, it's just like life skills, And so when I seen that video, I had a comment. I guess I couldn't understand it. Like why you would want your children in that, if you want to do it, you're an adult and that's you're choosing that way, then by all means. But I don't know, it got to me. Like, it just got to me anyway. Here are the 12 entries for the giveaway. See, here I am, back to my old self again. It takes me a minute. It takes me a minute to kind of get in the groove of my video again, I feel like, after I've been off for a couple days. But I'm so happy that I'm here. I am, because I definitely feel 100 times better right now than I did all weekend, as far as like being social. That's what I feel. It's different. Like, it's different being around. I'm around boys all day, all the time, every day, all the time, So it's really nice to be able to share this time with you, and a bunch of my girlfriends. It's nice to just share that time, Anyway, here are the 12 entries for the giveaway. Okay. So, and these are actually going to be your numbers. So if you want to write down your number now and save it for Saturday, by all means, go ahead, because the numbers are not going to change. If there happens to be one or two people that I missed the comments of, or that Christina did, if you entered this giveaway and I do not call your name right now, or give you a number. Now, remember, the giveaway entry is closed. But if by chance you already had entered and you're able to like send me a screenshot of your entry, you know, your entry comment, and, you know, it says that you left it before it ended. Now, the entry ended on Friday, and today's Tuesday. So if you're able to show me a screenshot that says you left your comment 4 days ago or more, right? Yeah. So if it says 4 days ago or further out, and I don't have your name, then I will add your name and we'll just give you a number. Otherwise, these are the names, you know, that we have, and you can no longer enter. Okay, so number 1 is Blessing Reborn Dolls. I don't know your name. Please comment your name, because you might have told me. I think you had emailed to me in the past, but tell me your name again. I'm sorry, I apologize. But number 1 is Blessing Reborn Dolls. Number 2 is Cynthia Howe. Number 3 is Samantha Dolls with a Z. Number 4 is Art Angels Tina. Number 5 is Tracy Bridges. Number 6 is Michelle Hatton. Number 7 is Suzanne Goodwin. Number 8, Sherry Leffler. Hey, Sherry. Number 9 is Melanie Close. Number 10 is Tammy at Tater Tots Nursery. Hey, Tammy. I believe Tammy is new to my channel, so I'd like to give shout outs to the new people. Number 11 is Alicia at Padme Padawans Little Reborns. And number 12 is Amanda with Wawa's Angels Nursery. So if I did not call your name here and give you a number, please let me know. And then and tell me, like, if you could screenshot. Well, we'll come across that bridge when we get to it, okay? Just let me know if you know you entered and I didn't call your name, and if you entered before Friday, let me know and we'll figure it out, because I don't want anybody to miss out on this. But so if you can, you know, obviously show me that you did enter before Friday, before it was closed, then we'll add you. So I'll just go over it again. And this is in the order: Blessing Reborn Dolls, Cynthia Howe. Samantha Dolls, Art Angels, Tracy Bridges, Michelle Hatton, Suzanne Goodwin, Sherry, Melanie, Tammy, Alicia, and Amanda. So if you're not on here and you did enter, please let me know. So one of you will be the lucky winner of our holiday giveaway, and then 2 other people will be the lucky 2nd and 3rd place winners of the headbands. So good luck to everybody. Yeah, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good collab. So let's wrap the doll so I can get that out of the way. Then we're going to open my giveaway winning package from Lisa over at Blue Grandma's. Then I have my beautiful baby girl here. Well, she's a big girl, not a baby. Right? You're not a baby. I really need to get bows for her hair. I feel like this is I love this size of a bow for her hair. So I'm going to have to, I think I have some on my list. I'm going to have to get her some bows, especially for Christmas. Maybe I'll get her a set, like, as her Christmas gift for her to open. Um, and she's got a little, what is this, fuzzy? What is this in your earring? Oh no, that's not from your hair. What is that? It's like red. What is that from? What the heck? It's like a thread. You guys see that on her earring? Probably not. Maybe you could. It's like this little thread that's stuck, I think, in her earring there. You see it? It's stuck. I'm gonna have to take it out of there. But what I thought about doing today, first of all, look at these girls. Look at her cute little shoes. I love these shoes, Tina. These are adorable. I love these shoes on her. I want to change her. I want to get her out of this dress until it gets closer to Christmas because I don't want to get sick of it, and this is her Christmas dress. Well, I don't want to say get sick of it. I just like to change them more often. So to leave this on her, for another 5-6 weeks, no, it's just not, So I would rather take this off her now, put her in something more comfy, maybe. She doesn't have many outfits, so I'm gonna try that. I think I'm gonna try that bunny outfit on her. And then so she's in something more comfortable. So I wanted to do that today, and then this way I could put this dress back on her once I have the silver shoes that Tina was gonna send to me, and I wanted to get her like a nice, pretty big matching bow for her hair. So once I have all the pieces together, then I'll probably dress her again in this. I would say, I don't know, maybe like the first, weekend in December or something like that. So this way she has it on for a good 3 weeks or so. But for now, I really wanted to put her in something else. I did not find a jacket or a sweater or anything like that. I'm just going to leave it as is. I think with the shoes and then a nice pretty, hair bow to match, that'll be enough, to dress it up a little bit. And I'm not really worried. It's not like it's cold in here or anything, but it's not like the dolls get cold anyway. But I think I was a little more concerned just because, her the shine on her arms, but she doesn't really have any. Like, it's slight. It's very slight. I think this one has a little bit more, but looking in like the camera, I don't think you really see much of any shine. In person, I don't know if it's from the reflection, but when the ring light isn't on, she has a minimal. It's like minimal. And this girl's coloring, I can't say it enough. Like, they knew, like this brand, I love this brand for vinyl dolls. I've never had a problem with Terabithia, and I will always recommend Terabithia for the vinyl replicas, always. I think that their dolls, out of all the replicas I've seen, I mean, I haven't seen all of them in person, obviously, but the ones that I've seen pictures of, and I know that the replicas don't photograph as well as they do look in person. And that's part of it, it's like they don't really take a realistic photo, I feel. This girl does. She does. And I've seen Maddies out there, that authentic Maddies, that don't even come close to how pretty this one is. So, again, like I would rather have a beautiful doll versus a COA, but that's me, and not everybody is like me. So you might prefer a doll that's, painted like a budget baby, but as long as it's authentic, that's what, truly matters to you as a collector. But to me, I have to look at her. So I want to make sure that, it's something that I like to look at. But these shoes, these remind me of like Gymboree shoes. They're not, but they remind, maybe jelly beans. I don't know. Jelly bean. No, they would say Gymboree. Um, these are so adorable. I love these shoes. I would love to get her a pair for in white, like for her Easter dress. I know I'm already thinking of Easter. I can't wait to get her like a Valentine's Day dress, Um, Valentine's Day. That's going to be adorable for her, actually, to get her like a nice pink dress, maybe with like red hearts on the skirt or something, and then little pink shoes. Oh my gosh, I'm already picturing it. So we're gonna dress her. Not right this second, because like I said, I want to wrap the doll first, then open my giveaway mail. But this is what I'm gonna try on her. Now it looks like it's gonna rain. What the actual fuck? I'm by myself. I forgot I could curse. um, no, it was like it was sunny before, like just an hour ago, maybe. And now it looks like it's like raining. Like anyway, so this outfit that Tina had sent me, I know it doesn't look very big, like compared next to her, but I think that this could work because it's like a wider outfit and it does stretch. So even if it looks like little capri pants on her, it should be fine. Because she only has like this and I don't know. She has like two, like that bunny romper fits her, the pink one, and then there's another one. But that's about it. She doesn't really have many things. She doesn't have pajamas that fit her, which I need to get her a pair of pajamas. Oh my God, you know what animal I would get? And because me and the kids were watching these videos all weekend long, I thought it was the cutest thing. A baby goat. I know everybody's like, Sandra, what are you going to do with a baby goat? Growing up, I wanted a baby piglet all the time. I wanted a little baby piglet. And, because they have ones that stay small. But the goats, I don't know if they have a goat that stays small. But the way that this goat hops around is priceless. It is so cute. Look, I keep going in. I'm going to have to bring you closer to me because the lighting keeps dipping now that it's crazy weather out. But, all right, let's put you over here, Santina, and then or maybe we should dress you first since you're already here. Let's just try this on her while she's already here. The cutest, okay? Go check it out. Go check out how a baby goat runs around. It doesn't run. It like hops almost. It like bounces. bounces. The cutest thing. I wouldn't mind having one of those, but I don't think you could have those indoors. Although, I seen somebody have a pet skunk. Now, why you would want a pet skunk, I don't know. But Jack was like, well, Mom, they don't smell just on their own. Like, they have to spray you in order, to stink. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I mean, I still wouldn't want a skunk. But a goat, yeah, I would get a goat. Why not? No, you have to have, if I had the outdoor space for a goat, I think I would get a goat before I got any other kind of animal. Yes, I would rather have a goat than a cat or a dog. I think the goat is adorable. And Jack's like, Mom, goats stink. I'm like, really? You wanted a ferret, okay? And my friend had a ferret. And I used to go over her house. And let me tell you. I mean, I'm sure there's all kinds of people that if you take care of your animals, they could smell great, okay? If you don't, then yeah, things can get, nasty. I feel like you also got to train your animals, right? Like I've had puppies before, you got to train them. You got to train them not to, And that's another reason I can't deal with cats, because I feel like cats are spiteful animals for some reason. I don't know if it's just the ones that my mom has had in the past, but I don't know. Cats, I feel, are spiteful, and I can't deal with that. Um, and plus, once, I think the thing for me too is if you don't train your animal, or if the animal has an accident and like on your rug or your furniture or anything like that, like one time, and I would be done. I'd be like, nope, 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 you can't stay here. Okay. I feel like I work too hard and I take pride in my things, and I work hard to make sure that my things stay as new and fresh as possible, that to have an animal, let's just say, I don't know, pissed on the rug, pissed on the couch, I can't even tell you. Um, yeah, there are cleaners for that, but I would never be able to sit on the couch again, just knowing it's there or was there. Like I just can't. Um, so, that's a main reason why I choose not to have the animal, right? There are people out there like me, but they will still get the animals anyway. Okay, and then just deal with it if it happens, or when, or later. I would just rather not even go into that territory knowing already how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Um you guys understand what I mean, right? Like, I just wouldn't bother then. Like, why bother in the first place if you're not, willing to, I guess, put up with the things that may come along with an animal. That's what I mean by that. Um, just like you wouldn't have a baby if you didn't want to change diapers, right? I mean, that's just part of the process of having a baby, is that you're going to have to change dirty diapers. And if you're not willing to do that, or if you're saying, I'm not going to do that, then you just shouldn't be having a baby. you know it's as simple as that, really. You have to change diapers. You have to get up in the middle of the night to feed them. You have to. Those are things that you have to do. So, and there are some people that will say, I that choose not to have children. There are people that choose not to, because they just, you know, I mean, look at Oprah. you know, Even with all her money, she's like, and she could afford every nanny in the world, but she's like, nope, not doing it. Who's another one? Rachel Ray. I used to love watching her cooking shows, 5 minute meals and all, or 20 minute meals, whatever the hell they were. I used to love watching her show. She's actually back. She's on Netflix again. But she didn't have no kids. She said nope. She says my career, and it would just, that was what her focus was on. She didn't, want the whatever, the extra, you know. But at least they knew, these people knew. They're like, nope, it's just not for me. It's not for me. Um, Same, and that's how I feel about animals. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. So, let's let's get this on you, baby. I think this probably will fit her. It might be a little too tight up in the crotch. We'll see. We'll see. Oh wait, don't punch your brother over there. She's sticking her fist in Jack's face over there. Santina, now come on. I do have Jack and I was gonna call him Ezra, because that's what I named my other Sam. Dominic the donkey. Which, oh my god, I am going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so let me tell you a little story. I really want a Christmas baby. I really do. And I've been going back and forth with the idea of, okay, I'll just get another silicone. It's cheaper, da 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 da. And then I seen this baby at the doll show. Well, I knew she was before anybody even seen her because Tina had sent me a post from Facebook of this artist and the dolls that she was going to have at the doll show, and I fell in love with this one doll that was there. And seeing that doll, I feel sparked something in me. Emotional. I got very emotional seeing this doll because it was like, sometimes you see a doll and you're like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. Oh, I would like to have that doll, but it doesn't leave such of a lasting impression. It doesn't make you get those butterflies in your stomach. There are certain dolls that will do that to you, that you will see it. And it could be a sculpt that you've seen 1,000 times over, but it wasn't that particular doll. And you will see those dolls occasionally that for you, it gives you butterflies. It makes you feel in love. Like you look and it's like you instantly connect with that doll. And that's the kind of moment I had with this doll. It didn't last very long. Well, the feeling did. In fact, I still feel that way right now about the doll, but it's long gone. And I I think I got more upset with myself for falling in love with the doll in the first place, knowing damn well that it was way out of my price range. Okay. I think that's what upset me in my own head more than anything. But just like in real life, right? You can't help who you fall in love with, okay? It just happens. And anyway, the doll was gone in an instant. Anyway. So, after the show, well, this morning actually, Amanda had sent me some pictures of a doll that her friend has of this particular sculpt, and that it was available. And while the doll is gorgeous, I just didn't. My initial reaction was, "Oh my god, what timing?" Like I and this doll sold out, by the way, so it's like not like I could just go buy the kit, and I was like, "Wow, what timing? This is great," But then after taking a step back for a minute and getting some other opinions, like people that put things into perspective, right, for you. And because sometimes you can't always see the bigger picture yourself when you're kind of in the middle of it. So I took what these people said, and I kind of use that as a guideline, right? And I went back and I kept looking at the pictures, and I'm like, I think it was more of like my jumping at it was like for the fear of missing out again on this sculpt, but it didn't bring me that same feeling like the other one did. So even though it was like, I don't know, a quarter of the price of the other one, it still just wasn't doing it for me. Sadly, and not that it's not a beautiful doll. It's outrageously gorgeous. Just didn't give me that. It didn't give me that. So, trying to think practical here, So wasn't getting that feeling. So I decided I'm going to look on Reborns, and I'm looking, and right away, boom, what comes up? This doll that gave me that kind of excitement feeling again. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, this is really the kind of style painting I love. And, it's a newer sculpt that, I had said that I would love that sculpt, when it had first come out. And it's brand new. It's basically a brand new sculpt. I think it came out in like June or July, something around there. And it's beautiful. And so I wrote to the artist, and I asked if she would consider reserving it for me until the 1st. And she said she would have no problem doing that, but she would require $100 deposit, which is more than fair. Like, that's more than fair, especially around the holidays. She doesn't want to hold a doll that then somebody's going to back out of later and say, oh, well, sorry. I get it. It's totally understandable. And honestly, if I had the 100, I would have put it down. But now I kind of have to take a chance. So I then, not even a half hour later, came across another doll, after she had told me that, that's what she would require. So I went back to look, just to keep looking, and there was a doll by this one artist that I have been wanting one of her dolls for a couple years now. And this doll in particular seemed decently priced for one of her creations. And so and it's funny because I don't want to say too much, but anyway, I got that feeling with this doll as well. Okay, it just maybe a little different type of feeling, but it kind of sparked that interest, So I wrote to this artist and I asked the same thing. I said, would you be willing to reserve the doll for me? And so I am now currently waiting to hear back from this artist. I would imagine that any artist is going to require a down payment of any kind, which again is understandable. Like, I totally get it. So I'm just waiting to hear back and let's see what she says. So in any event, so my thing is, like, I was gonna try to sell Sam again because that's really my only means of getting a deposit of any kind. So I have had him listed. Let me finish. I have had him listed on Mercari a couple times within the past month. Okay. And I keep deactivating, activating, deactivating, activating. A couple times it was because I needed to, and then a couple times because I wanted to. Okay. So I had left him up there, and this last time I said, you know what, instead of deactivating him, I'm going to leave him up there, but I'm just not willing to lower the price. I'm not lowering the price, right? So, he was up there listed for, now Mercari has fees, okay? Ridiculous ones at that. So I have the doll up there listed for $346 plus shipping, which the buyer has to pay. So with the doll being listed at $346, if somebody buys him, I make an even $300, I think, in 50 cents, something like that. But an even $300, which is what I said I wanted for the doll. I wasn't going to go any lower because, remember, this was to buy Jack's laptop. And that's how much it was. So I wasn't willing to part with him unless it was an even exchange for something else. So, so he's been up there at that price. So last night I had a couple people. I've been having people ask questions about him and stuff, but last night this one girl, she's very interested. She asked, will I take $250? And I tried to explain to her that no, I can't take any less because, after the fees of $46 or whatever it is, I only walk away with $300 anyway. I said, and this doll is of prototype quality. I said, you could look up the artist yourself, you have to be careful what you say on Mercari messaging, though, because a lot of times they'll write you up. What I like to say, they write you up. They give you strikes. They do. And once you get 3 strikes, if you talk about something like that would try to bring somebody off the website to make a purchase or a sale or whatever, or mention another website or anything like that. If you mention eBay, if you mention Amazon, if you mention anything like that, they flag you and they will, write you up. Anyway, so you got to be careful what you say. So without saying too much, I told her, look, I can't take any less, and this is why. Okay. So I explained it to her very clearly. That was after she offered me 250. So then she writes back to me and she says, well, can we meet in the middle and will you take 275? And I felt like saying, what don't you fucking understand? But I was nice. I was nice. I said, I'm sorry, but like I said earlier, I cannot take less than the listed price because after fees, and I put in big letters after fees, I only walk away with 300. Thank you. So even if I were to say yes to 275, I would still walk away with like 230 or something like that, okay? Then this morning, she writes again. She says, "Will you please?" She says, "Okay, I'm willing." She's okay. I'm willing to pay. I'm willing to pay the price that you're asking, and she sends me an offer of $300. An offer of 300. So, and it says right below it what I would earn, right? I don't know if it says that on her end or not, but so I would still only make, like I said, like 270 or something like that, okay? With an offer of 300 or it was even less, 267, something like that. So I kindly wrote to her again and I said, I'm sorry, but I cannot take less than the 346. And I basically had to tell her the 346 that the doll is listed at. And then she writes back one more time and she says, okay, I'll pay the 300. And at that point, I had no more patience. I'm like, okay, I was nice. I said it 4 times. I just blocked her. Because if you have to keep explaining that, then I don't want my dog going to you anyway. Okay? So I blocked her. Wouldn't you know, Makari sends me an email explaining that this woman contacted them and said she's greatly sorry for the misunderstanding, that she wants to pay full asking price for the doll, if I could please unblock her so she could buy it. And then I had to explain to Makari exactly what I just explained to you. And said, so for these above reasons, no, I will not unblock this potential buyer. And of course, they want to reach out because they want to make their money too. They want a sale so that they can make their, tremendous amount of fees. So I just spent all that time tying the wrong thing to the wrong thing. Because I'm talky over here. Wait, did I? I don't know. I think this goes down here. Anyway, so, but where's the other piece? All this time I'm trying to I don't know where that would go to then. Oh, maybe down here. Yeah. I'm trying to dress Santina while we talk. So, yeah. So I'm not unblocking her. I don't now at this point. Oh, forgot to add this in. Before blocking her though, I checked out her reviews. And she had several, like 4 or 5 different reviews from sellers saying do not sell to her that after the items were in transit. Okay, so once you ship a Makari, it's out of your hands, right? It's up to the carrier. If it's stuck, whatever. If it's stuck somewhere for 3 days, that's not my fault. I shipped it on time. It's out with a Makari label, and that's it, through the post office. So they could track it. They could see, Now, if in other words, sometimes, shipping goes wrong. Sometimes it will be, especially if it's a weekend or a holiday, it will be stuck at a, you know, uh, wherever in a city for a few days. You just don't know. And I guess this person, even knowing that the item was in transit, had tried to cancel the sale because when you put in to cancel a sale, okay, on Macari, and if Macari doesn't answer the person, okay, if Macari doesn't answer the buyer within 48 hours of them sending the message, they automatically release the money back to the buyer. So they have a 48-hour window or whatever it is to get in touch with them. And you list the reason why you want to cancel the sale and all that. But if nobody responds, then the money goes back. So I guess that happened to one of them, okay, or something like that. Or she tried to cancel the sale and then she had a right to them, responded to the buyer and said, look, I shipped it. It's going to be there. But, got to have a little patience. So, but it wasn't just one. It was several reviews that said that with 1 star. And it said, seller beware. Like, in other words, she buys something and then she tries to cancel it once it's already shipped. I'm not messing with that. That happened to me before through PayPal years back. I sold a doll. It wasn't a Reborn. It was when I had like artist dolls. Sold a doll to this lady and she PayPal'd me. It was through Marketplace, I believe it was, or OfferUp, and sold her the doll. And then she paid. Everything was great. She said it was for her granddaughter's birthday. I even made a beautiful box opening for the granddaughter for her birthday. I wrapped everything, gave her extra stuff. The lady kept saying what a great deal it was. She emailed me when she got the package and she said it was great. Her granddaughter loved everything. Everything was great. So I didn't think anything of it. I said, great, thank you, whatever. Now, at the time, I didn't use PayPal often. I still don't really use it often. I think we use it more now than before, but because I sold back then, I sold a lot of my stuff through Marketplace or OfferUp, and we would go and meet the people, whether it was to sell or buy or whatever. So I didn't sell a lot online. So I didn't really check PayPal until I went to use PayPal to buy something. And when I went to check the account, it said that I was negative for, at the time I didn't know what for, because I was like, what? And turns out that I was negative for the exact amount that I had sold this doll for to this lady. And because I hadn't checked PayPal in a few months, they had sided with her and they refunded her money. She, I guess, put in a claim with PayPal saying that she did not approve the purchase of the item that she wanted a refund. I don't know if she did it through her bank or whatever, but it was because I didn't dispute it, because I didn't answer them in all that time, that then they went ahead and refunded her. So when I found out that that's who it was, I emailed her off of PayPal. PayPal. I emailed her and I said, what happened? At first she acted like she didn't know me. She didn't remember. Then I made her remember. I said, this is the exact sale. I sent her pictures. I still had pictures of the doll. I had copies of the emails. And she's, oh. Then after that, then she was like, oh, I don't know what happened. She's, what? They reversed my payment, like acting all dumb and shit. And I told her, yeah, they said that you put a dispute out or something saying you didn't approve of the purchase. And then she was trying to act like, oh, I never said that. And she's like, oh, well, she's like, give me your PayPal. I'll resend the payment and all this. I'm like, And then she tried to say, oh, wait, what is it? And then she tried to backtrack and say she never received anything. Or I don't know exactly. But I was like, you know what? There was nothing I could do at that point to get my money back other than, if she would send payment again. But then she was giving me some sort of runaround as to, she'll send it next week, or then she said she never got it. And so, and who's to say she wouldn't backtrack again, even if she did send payment again, and then I'd be double in the hole. So I wrote it off as never again. No. That's why I only go through sites like Macari, where you have to, when you sell something, even then, like I just explained that story, I'm still a little bit, that's why I don't just sell to anyone. I make sure that if somebody's interested and they write to me or whatever, I check out the reviews. I want to know, um but that's why I'd rather sell privately. I don't like, that's why I'd rather sell on, I'm all cuckoo. I would rather just sell to somebody I know. Okay, just to put it straight, because anything can happen. You just never know. And I don't want my doll going to somebody anyway that doesn't understand what I'm, something simple that I'm trying to explain, It's a hard sale to make anyway. So it's kind of like, I want to be a little picky with who he's going to, if he's going anywhere at all. So that's why I have him here. I was going to dress him and Jack into their Christmas posh peanut pajamas. So I was going to dress them and then see how I felt after redressing him, because I haven't dressed them in a while. So to see how I feel. Now, regardless of whether I decide to sell Sam or not, Dominic, I still want to get a Christmas baby. But obviously, the initial part of that is that I found these two that I really love, and it would be to get the deposit so that I know for sure that's my baby. Like, there's no doubt, I don't have to keep looking. I don't have to, hope that there's something that I love equally as much, in a couple weeks from now. Like, then I would know that that's, my Christmas doll. But looking at him now, like, I'm still going to get a Christmas baby. I just, at that point, I just don't know it'll be available. So that's the whole thing, And then, as somebody wise once told me, um, what's the rush? If it's, don't rush to just get a doll just to say you have it for Christmas, and have one that you're not feeling that feeling with, when you can just wait a little longer and then get one that maybe you could afford a few more dollars, because then it'll be after the holidays, it'll be after Christmas. You don't have to worry, there's no rush, and maybe then something better will pop up, or something equally as nice, that then you don't have to, worry so much about trying to sell, It's kind of like I always say, like, right, like, how's it go? Borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. It's like, just, kind of chill out, And yes, I get that too. I guess I was just too emotional with, the whole fact of, it's an emotional, God, I don't know how to explain it. I guess, look, it was an emotional day to begin with for me. And then to see, I'm grateful that I seen them all, but to see all my friends at the doll show and me not being there, and I think it was more than just the doll itself. It was the whole atmosphere of kind of missing out, and and I know a lot of people are probably like, well, then you just should have went. Well, it's not that easy. Number one, I'm all the way across the country. Number two, I don't even, I'm struggling to, find a way to get a Reborn, for Christmas, let alone travel expenses and hotel expenses. And then, there's a whole other thing that goes with that. And then I can't travel. I'm not going to travel alone all the way across the country, so then it's like more money than to the travel expenses. And then it's money that you need to be there. And, you know, um, just the whole thing of it. And then, with my health issues and my anxiety issues, and it's not just as simple as 1 2 3, boom, I'm here, okay, bye, see. It's not, plus I have children that I have to take care of, and they're in school, and it's not as cut and dry as it may be for other people. I have, a lot on my plate. I have a lot of things, a lot of good and bad, that just need daily, um, it's just not as simple, as some people may make it out to be. It's not as simple for me. And so it doesn't mean that my emotions aren't real. It doesn't mean that I still wish I could have been there, that I could have enjoyed those special moments with everybody else. Um, so I think just the whole thing of it, um, and it kind of, it was just a very emotional day all around for many different reasons. But I'm happy that, um I'm happy that I was able to see, that, I'm happy that I have friends who were sweet enough and caring enough to want to do that for me, to want to, even though they had a very busy full day with the people that were right in front of them, they still took the time to make me feel included. And that was very special. That's the best way I could put that. It showed a lot. It showed a lot. Who is it? Hold on. Okay, so Jason is home. But anyway, I think you guys understand what I mean. Is that um it was nice. It was nice to feel noticed. It was nice to feel included and special. And thank you. Thank you, girls, for doing that. Um, anyway. So, I have Santina all dressed, and it does fit her. Um, I really need to get this little fuzz out of her earring. I don't know how mom. Oh, wait a minute. How did that earring do that? Look at this earring, guys. Now I know why I did that. It looks like it got caught on something. And the whole post on that side of the earring came loose. What the heck? How did that even happen? They're broken. Of course they are. Is the... Sorry, guys. This is really sharp now. Her earring, like one of the posts, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. One of the I don't know if you could tell. Remember I said there was a red piece of fuzz or something? I don't know. Her earring must have got caught on her clothes. I don't know what she had on before this, but it pulled one of the prongs out. Can you see that? Yes, see there? It pulled one of the prongs down. It was all the way down here. I just kind of bent it up. But now this is super sharp. So I'm going to have to just take... We'll just leave it for now. I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to take it out, but we'll do that after the video. We'll do that after the video. She has amazing hair. Amazing, amazing hair. And so I'm going to leave these socks on her. I might put those shoes back. I don't know, but look how cute. I think it fits her really cute. I could always put the mittens over if I want to. These fold over mitts. But I knew it was going to fit her like shorts, which is fine. I think they look cute as shorts with this. I got to cut this little tag off, but I think it looks cute as shorts with long sleeves. And then I'm going to... I almost wish she had like a big, like, ivory or white bow for her hair and then white shoes to go with this, or brown, even little brown shoes to go with that. That would be cute. But not a brown bow because that would kind of blend in too much with her hair. So I don't know. I'll find something for even green. I'll say green, my nails. I think green would match. A big green bow in her hair, or I don't know, something. But it needs something to dress it up because, like, if she didn't, especially if I have to, well, which I'm going to have to take the earring out now. But, you know, you don't want to mistake her for a little boy, even though you really can't mistake this face. I mean, I did have this doll as a boy at one point. In fact, the last Maddie I had, I think it was a boy. But, because of the coloring and everything. I mean, she looks like a girl. You know, she looks like a girl. But I still think she needs something. You know, maybe I could put this. Just so she has something in her hair. Because, I mean, she looks like a girl anyway. But, anyway, very cute, very cute. So, wow, we're almost at 2 hours already? I didn't even... Okay. You know what we're going to do, because I don't know. I don't even know. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is.
2:30 almost.
Shit. Okay, so we're just going to wrap my Valence doll. And then we're going to open the happy mail. Not happy, my winning mail. And then I'll save, well, maybe we'll dress, I was talking too much again. I guess we'll save, or maybe I'll dress them in another video, dressing them into their Christmas outfits. Maybe that could be my next video. Maybe I could, because tomorrow, Sherry said to watch for mail, so. And then, well, tomorrow I have a virtual doctor appointment, and kind of in the middle of the day, too, so it's like, ugh. And then after that, then on Thursday is my birthday, and I have a conference call with Danny's teacher. So, I don't know when I'll be doing another video. Probably, maybe tomorrow. I don't know, maybe. Why isn't this closing? And I don't want to open it in case I'm stuck here. But why wouldn't that close all the way? Well, too late now. I guess we'll see on my birthday. But, so, I'm gonna, if the stuff, you know what? Sherry, do you want me to wait till my actual birthday to open that stuff, or tomorrow is okay? Because it's up to you. If you want me to wait until Thursday, then I could just open it with my doll on a video. This way I'll do a birthday video, because I know Jason has to take Jack, I think, to the dentist on my birthday. I don't know what time that's at. And I don't know, I have to look and see what time the conference call is. But, I'm wrapping my doll in this pretty gold paper. And this gold paper brings back happy, fun memories, because I used a lot of this paper when I was wrapping Christina's Christmas box. Her theme was gold and pink and silver. So you will see that when she opens that. I don't know when, one step at a time, right? One step at a time. So I don't know when all that's going to happen, but sometimes I get too ahead of myself. So it looks so dark. Are you in there? But I am excited for the collab, Christina. I am. You know, it's so nice to have girl time. It is. Whether it's in person or not, you know. I really look forward. I look forward to that. And I talked to Tina again this morning. I love talking to the only one that I have not yet spoken to on the phone is Amanda and Sherry. So Amanda and Sherry, you girls are up next. Oh, all right, let's see. But I talked to Tina this morning, and we had a nice conversation, as always. And we both would rather talk on the phone as well, because, you know, it's so true. Like, we were talking about how things, like, get, you know, some, like, text messages are nice and all, but they lack emotion, you know? And so a lot of times it's like, you know, you say something and then you mean it a different way, and then the other person takes it the wrong way, and that's just how shit gets cuckoo. And it's funny because I just sent Christina this skit from like SNL, I think it was, where they show this very exact thing. It's like a couple of people texting back and forth, and how, you know, one person is so calm and chill and they're just writing, you know, and they show you how, like, two, you know, the same text, you know, with two different people writing and reading them is like, can be completely opposite, you know. And it's like, you know, it's like, I'm not doing that ever again. Like, you know, like, I've been misunderstood before in text messaging, and I feel like, you know, it's just not worth the, you know, it's not worth it to do that. Like, you should just, if you can, call the person, you know? Okay, so. Okay, so wrapped her up. I'm going to have the kids, I guess, add some ribbon to this, but I don't have the ribbon in here. So we'll just leave it like this, and then I will open that on Thursday. So let's just get to this because my kids are going to be home shortly, and I don't know. I think I'm going to save it for another video to dress the boys for Christmas because it's going to take too long. And I want to enjoy it, you know, and, you know, I mean, I might just, like I said, dress Sam just to hold him tonight maybe and, like, cuddle him and, you know, get a different, feeling, you know, to see if it's something that, you know, if he needs to stay or if it's okay if he goes. And okay, so here's my package from Blue Grandma. Lisa, thank you so much. I won one of her giveaways for the makeup. So here it is. It has a pretty little, well, not little, it's a big butterfly on the cover, made of all little flowers, white flowers with the yellow centers. I think those are daisies. I don't know, I'm not good with the flowers. The only flowers I really, really know well are lilies is one, because I had a giant, lilies were in my bouquet, my wedding bouquet. And we had these, are they called tiger lilies? The orange ones with the black dots on them. We had those as centerpieces for the tables. And, of course, roses. Everybody knows roses. And carnations. Carnations are my most favorite flower ever. So, but anything other than that, I'm really not the best with. But I think these are daisies. I think. And then it has, this orange background. Doing a little ASMR. Is that what the kids like these days? Those. Danny could sit there and watch a whole video like this. And I'm like, no, no. So this is from the beyondcosmetics.com. It's a shimmer and matte eyeshadow palette. It says this impeccable color palette is designed to flatter every skin tone. Use shadows individually or blend together to contour, highlight, and line the eyes. Create a flawless, natural eye or apply more shade for darker definition. Okay, let's see. I don't want to ruin this pretty box. Don't ruin it, don't ruin it. Okay. So, oh, the inside is the same as the cover. So you have the same orange outside and then the pretty butterfly. And, oh, with a nice mirror on the top. But I think the eyeshadow's got a little damaged, I think, there. Oh no, I don't want to take the cover off of this neither because I'm afraid with the babies right here, but I'm trying to show you the different colors. I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to mess with it. Okay. But thank you so much. Look, it has the, I don't want to tilt it because I'm afraid. I don't want the shadow to go on the babies. I should have moved them. That's silly of me. I should have moved them. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. I should have opened that over there. I just don't want to get the eyeshadow everywhere. But thank you. Thank you so much. It's really beautiful. Thank you. And I needed eyeshadow too. Sorry, I'm nervous here. I don't want to put in here the dolls. All right, here, let me put it here. Okay. Thank you so much again, Lisa at Blue Grandma. Thank you so much. And good luck. I think there were a couple other winners, so I don't know if anybody else is going to open their prize on a video, but thank you again for allowing me to enter your giveaway. Okay, guys, don't forget to watch the collab on Saturday with me and Christina. Again, if your name wasn't on there, if your name wasn't on the list I read earlier, please contact either me or Christina, and we'll see what we could do. I don't, if you could, show us a screenshot or something. Maybe we're not seeing the comments, or, because that does happen. That does happen from time to time. All right, I'm going to go because my boys, my first two anyway, are going to be here any minute. And I might send them down to the mail. I'm not sure, just to double check. Because you never know. I always like to check my mailbox. You just never know. What else? Is that it? Is that it? Yeah, because I'm not going to change them now. It's too late. I will save that for another video to change the boys into their... well, I can show you what I was going to change them into. What they are going to be. What is... I even had their pacifiers ready. These poor kids. They have 2 pacifiers each. One of them is hooked on to his personalized pacifier clip. And then he has this one, which I think is from Bibs, which I love this pacifier. It's so cute. I love that one. And then this green one I also love. Somebody told me the name of these, and I found them on Amazon, but I forgot the name of them now. But that's another favorite. And then this is the 4th one. I can't get it to focus, but it's just like a regular, I don't know. I forgot the name of this. Sorry, I'm thinking of something while I'm doing this. Okay. And then these are the Posh Peanut outfits that... One second, guys. These are the Posh Peanut outfits that they are going to be changed into. This is the gingerbread train. And this is the Santa and reindeer. So these will go on them at some point. At some point, we will dress the babies up and put their pacifiers with that. Here, let me just grab... Who should I grab? Well, you could just say hello to both my boys. Oh, it's been so long since I picked him up. And he's heavy, my heavy baby. Oh. There's Jack Preston. I know I don't bring him on nearly enough. Oh, he feels like a new baby holding him. Because I have not picked him up probably since I last dressed him. Oh, my baby. Jack. And then I will show you Sam. Well, not Sam. His name is not Sam. His name is... Ooh, he's even heavier. You're a heavy boy, huh? Dominic. Okay, guys. I guess I'm gonna go. Okay, so let me. Before I close out, I needed something to drink here. With my fabulous gem mug from Mirabet. Thank you again for that. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna go. I'll see you. I mean, it's possible I come on tomorrow. I don't know. It really just depends on. Like I said, I have my appointment anyway. So if I have time, maybe if I have time after the appointment, even if it's just to do like a changing video, like I could change the boys into their Christmas PJs then. And because I have two of each one. Because at the time when I got these, I had 4 boys. So maybe so that they have like, so that I could switch them out, like I could put a pair on them now and then save a pair for, to change them out, like I was gonna when I dressed Santina in her dress. So maybe I should put them both in the same one. This one, I think, because then this is Santa, so you want them to wear this in December. So maybe I'll dress them both in the gingerbread train one tomorrow, and then they can leave this on like until first weekend in December or so, and then change them into these. Because if I put one, that doesn't make sense, Sandra, right? If I put one on each, and then what? Then I'm going to be so used to seeing both patterns anyway that I'm not going to want to just, put them in the, you know what I'm saying? Just because, if Jack wears this one now and the other one in this one, you know what I mean? Instead, I'll just put both of these on them in December. Put both of these on them now. So they match. They're twins. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's time for bed. See, I'm telling you. It's getting dark. It's time for bed. The outside lights are coming. It's time for bed. It's time for bed. The kids aren't even home. It's time for bed. I'm joking around, but it is, it's time to cook dinner and, relax. So, thank you all for joining me today. It's been a pleasure as always, and I will see you soon, whether that's tomorrow, the day after, or Friday chat, because but it'll probably be before that. I do want to come on here again before my birthday or on my birthday, have one more birthday hurrah, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll see you next time, guys, on Little Meatballs Nursery. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.